everyone. So in this video, we're gonna go upgrade to Windows 1.0 to Windows 11 Part 1. So by upgrading to Windows 1.0, as you can see, there's a lot of upgrades and there's a 16-bit application running on a Windows 11 hardware. So let's see this thing boots and let's get started. Today we're going to upgrade to Windows 1.0 to Windows 11 23H2. So let's say we could upgrade to Windows 1.0 to Windows 11. I was mistaken for some days, and it should be see the virtual machine right now because the hard drive on the other laptop doesn't want to work. So let's get started. So we're gonna create a new virtual machine. As for the showcase, yeah, this is a beautiful virtual machine here. So I hope so, but it's pretty good. So I think with 12. Anyway, let's use the 5.5. Like Microsoft Windows, we can choose Windows 1000 computer, cause okay, maybe Windows XP x64 edition to make it one Windows 11. So let's make it Win 1.0 to Win 11. How this is gonna work? So far doing an upgrade, so I might leave the one core. Wham. So for purpose of this, let me choose 112 megabytes for the compatibility. So whatever. So or 480 RAM, just in case if Windows 95 does not support more RAM in case. But let me leave 112 to make it patched. Alright, let me use Power Virtualize ACI because this will be IDE drive. Making a boot disk, let's make it 90, about 50 gigabytes. I would recommend 72 because the upgrade process will be big in the later OSs. Let's add a floppy drive. Display, we should use the 3D graphics 256 auto detect. We're gonna use a CD drive, and we're gonna use a floppy image. We should use MS-DOS to install that. And this is the files I've prepared once we're just installing MS-DOS. Right, MS-DOS, let's use the MS-DOS things. This could be a fun tools, but it's kind of amazing, pretty good. Alright, the moment of truth, let's get started. As you can see, we just put to MS-DOS. And we boot it into it. So now I need to make it an account disk. The disk drive is definitely DOS, and you may just make a disk drive. So whatever. So maybe changing the disk space once you just installing MS-DOS, because MS-DOS must be on a set of things. Let's use this drive. Okay, so once we just install MS-DOS, we can install Windows 1.0. And with all the disk drives, let's click enter. Now MS-DOS is now we should forgot to provide a boot sector once you just boot to MS-DOS things, but it's definitely good once you just fixing out high mem. Right now we should access setup DOS commands, as we should make the partition. So now let's install Windows 1.0. Alright, so to install Windows 1.0 we really require about 6 floppy disks. So as we just use a 6 floppy disk, so fortunately Windows 1.0 is actually crashes for sometimes, but we're gonna wait to fix it right now. So by fixing it, we're gonna go to using a different display modes and more, but it didn't want to work. So as I showed, let's go to Windows 1.0 and let's restart the whole installation. Alright, let's do this. Some setup switches are pretty, it does not support setup switches, that's kind of annoying. Alright, they say I should use a mouse, but it's no pointing device. So what is recommended must be doing? Okay, we should provide a one graphics card because it's, I don't know what to do with the graphics card. So okay, let me try the IBM Sense compatible graphics card. So this could be a I file. Once just alright, let me build this. So should apply it to the MS DOS. So later in Windows 95 we're gonna use a CD, so that I no longer full screen. For that, let's just install Windows 95. Alright, the font disk. A printer drive. We don't say printer drives because we don't have set up all the printers around here. So once you just have to connect a printer, we just actually make it work. Alright, applications. This could be recommended once just installing. We should apply PAF files then. Now just type win. Okay, we finished installing Windows 1.0. So what should we do right now is what you're doing right now, guys. So yeah, it's crashing, but there's a simple fix. We need to reinstall Windows 1.0 and let's see some applications that see could be runnable before we're gonna upgrading to Windows 2.0. Let's do this. Alright, can run, and there we go. We got nice MS DOS installed on a real hardware. So I cannot run some programs. Actually, it's not responding. I don't know why this didn't work for some reason, but I guess so. So now let's install Windows 2.0. So the control panel doesn't work because the DOS version is definitely incorrect. Okay, now let's install Windows 2.0, then Windows 3.1. This could be the perfect thing, but it's definitely does actually require a hard drive. Now it should be one setup.exe. Alright, set program, enter. Wait a second, we need to set up. kind of computer? Okay, enter. Alright, what to do now? So I think we don't use IBM computer, and we got a let's see, it could be VGA, yup, or this is the VGA connector. Let's say PS2 port. Will change, and now you can actually make a drive name as Windows 1.0, which is you can change the drive name as for the installation of Windows 2.0. So we can get to that. Go for the printer, the disk 3, United States front disk. And where's the front disk drive? Maybe disk 2, because I didn't pass the disk 2 once, just making the drive. Right. Where's the front disk? Maybe disk 4. Alright. Maybe that one's printer port, I guess. So once you get on the printer port, within this printer port, I should remove that into the my directory. Hit enter, and it asks me to restart. Right, win, and there we go. We got the upgraded version. abc.txt. That's still working. The control.exe. I think this could be the best thing, when just actually makes your operating system perfectly. So what's in here is the calculator. You can actually calculate things just normally, so the numpad is still working, but alright, maybe this one is still working. I guess so. Close out of that control panel. I can actually make preferences. Alright, so when you adjust the screen color here, so we can set the screen. Okay, let's try the other application first before anyone. We'll see. It's still working. Fully functional Bavosi. I see the UI, but it's the whole line's red. Filling it. Okay, I think it's good. That's so amazing. Win.com, what is this? Okay, we want the same version of ms-exe. Alright, white.exe. Let's write it with this one. So we couldn't want Windows 1.0. Done. Then Windows 2.0, which is done at 3:44 p.m. at 9:24.23. That's could be now. Now let's Save out of that. Let's make it text only. Then we should upgrade. And upgrade now. The upgrade back up here by now, so save the file then actually. Alright. Okay, once you just an MS-DOS, we can actually adjust right now. Let's go to File Explorer. Let's see. It could be still there. I think we haven't saved the file. Instead, we should add the notepad.exe. Let's make it Windows 1.0, which is done. I don't have the Windows 2.0, which is done at 3:40 p.m. at 9. It's 9 latches for that 23. This could be now, so it's definitely could be now. Right? So upgrade that text, and we got upgrade the text file. And we gotta update without Y, so we can actually delete the file. But we should use MS-DOS executive scene, but whatever. I think there's no memory to 1. Actually, so we can actually delete here, so we can actually delete .write file. Alright, so to keep the upgrade, okay, should copy we can copy to C drive, and there we go. We're on the C drive, and now I should delete this, and now the upgrade the text is on the C drive. So let's use we got the clock here, so let's make it the same position as we just upgraded. The control.exe control panel. Alright, does that just screen colors make it about on orange, orange, then a bit darker one, then the application workspace, let's make a pink background. Assign color. And we should make a text. Alright, and oh my god, that's pretty good. So as we just purpose of the upgrade, so now let's run the setup, which is Windows 3.1. Upgrade. What's the upgrade CD? but we can get to that. So we can use, what's the upgrade thing? Anyway, just upgrading the disk drive who can actually makes the whole things as we just complete the upgrade. So Windows 1, I don't want to be installing the drivers in here because I don't know, we can use the sound as for drive. So now let's go to the A drive, then set up the exe. Okay, you need to run new version of Windows to require setup.exe. So let's exit MS-DOS, then run setup. Alright, there you go. That's because custom setup. Let's just say Windows version. You need to specify the directory. However, if we want to and what the hell, I'm just using it. Alright, welcome back, guys. So should you say Windows 3 3.1 3.0, because the most of them doesn't want to work, I guess. So I think should not be on a. I could make this. Here's the files. Add it to the disk drive. The waypoint is into the left side, as we just want to set up. And let's go to Win C drive, and we should want to set up as for the normally. So this says a new version of Windows. I quite want setup.exe. And kind of weird. So why don't you just why there's no upgrade copy, so let me try one setup. Yeah, let's see if it does keep the setup memory. Right, upgrade. MS-DOS computer. BGA. Alright, click enter and then ask him for this too. And we pop up the GUI so we can set up the printers. Requiring this tree. Okay, this 3. That is 4. Alright, then make modifications. Right, add all of it. Alright, I can actually restart Windows, and we just kept the whole desktop actually, but it actually makes it better. So they introduced mostly the icons, and I think this could be pretty good once you just kept the upgrade process. So the clipboard actually introduced back in that. So once I'm in Windows setup, we can see the files. So wait, what's the applications now? You can go into main. Those applications is one Paint, and check this out. This Paint warning. Go about Paint. This is version 2.0, but it's still working, and there's no way. Even the colors doesn't want to support actually, but it's well, let's see, we convert Paint, and it's still working, and with background it doesn't want to work. The WAV file, the WAV file is still doesn't work. I press Control Delete to prevent CD crashes. And what about white paintbrush? Let's do clock, and doesn't want to go to the same spot. So let me use the close. The calculator is still working. The recorder application since version. But some files are hidden into the Windows folder, so we can actually see paint.exe is still working, and yep, that's the chest. And let's one with Versi. And yep, it's still working. Print mag is no connected printer. The edit exe still works. ms-dos.exe, and yup, the older version of Windows 2.0 still works on a single piece. The convert paint still works. Alright, so you can access the command prompt. It doesn't want to work. Alright, so everything's still working. I just Windows 3.0 as we just make it around, I guess. So I'll see you in the next day. Alright, so I just adjusted from the desktop background. Let's see, it could be kept in Windows 3.1. So now let's see, we can actually install Windows 3.1 because we're gonna go to the installation of floppy disk, which just does actually it makes me easier to install, but once we just want Windows 3.1, we can actually. So we got the size of floppy drive is 1.4 megabytes, 1440 kilobytes, which means we can actually use this application. So now let's go to the accessories. Okay, we don't forget the main. Then file manager, Windows setup. How this is gonna work? So this could be in case so that's so let's drive a drive. Then find the setup.exe. This application requires new version of Microsoft Windows, so you cannot run setup afterwards, but it requires on the DOS. See, you loaded the setup. Enter. As the user, we're gonna use it custom setup. Windows. Yeah, I told the virtual do version verify setup is upgrade recommended. Press enter. So you need to press enter to continue. Yep, same everything. So we're gonna copy the files and we're gonna to make the drive letter to make the installation makes me easier. So with that, so okay, we can make it name. There's no organization back in Windows 3, but alright, this is what to do. So once you go files, the files, we're gonna add all of them to keep running programs after the upgrade. All of it, let's continue. It's a virtual memory, which is asking you, right, asking for the disk number 3, which is allows it to makes your setup actually makes to find, I guess. So the disk number 4. There's a 4th thing, so disk number 5. Okay, we should forget the dot. Except disk number 6. Alright, the disk number 6. Yup, let's see, it could be readable. Click OK. Alright, let's make a modifications for you. So let's click continue. Config that says is actually pretty good. And as you can see, it's gonna go reboot or return to MS-DOS. Let's see this works. And yup, we kept the settings. As you can see, we got the same background, and the startup folder is automatically opened. This one actually opens it. So this, you can run MS-DOS, I don't know why. So let's go to the some Windows applications, then one Paint. Yup, that's a version 3.0 later. And I go to Paint 2.0, it still works. So convert.paint, which is the old version, and yup, you can still run Vue. Okay, that's pretty basic. Let's see if we can actually run Notepad to just be sure, and open as the C drive. Upgrade the text. The text, we couldn't actually install Windows 3.0, so let's get to that. Windows 3.0, which is done at, I don't know what time, but who cares? Maybe 1:41 p.m. at 9-24.23. So today is September 25, depending on date, because I just uploads differently. So done at 4:58 p.m. at 9/25.23. Let's get to that. So once you kept the upgrade, we can actually use the program itself. So the terminal, the terminal, which is actually the ports program, the calculator. So remains Windows 3. Okay, let's run this. The fun. Okay. Alright, this is the fun part, guys. Let's see the actual programs to runnable. So, charmap.exe, that's the Windows 3.1 program. Clipboard.exe, but this is a Windows 3.1 as well. 1992, which is a program. Clock, and I see the clock same spot, and nope, bad news. But we can see actually see the clock as we should. You can use it without title. Convert.paint still working. And am6.exe, that could be the program, and player.exe. There's no drivers. mxc.exe, this is the diagnostic. MS-DOS, and yup, this still works until to Windows 3, and this is version 3.0. So this is the actual Windows 2.0. Once we just upgraded, Notepad seems the same. Let's make it exit out. Pipe.edit, this is the virtual RAM, whatever. The progmat.exe is still working, and which just allows me to exit Windows without asking me for a question. Alright, progmat recorder.exe. This one's blank. It allows me, okay, registry. Okay, this registry editor. I don't know why they actually get it for the thing. Reverse the app is still working. You can see power the error message. Let's see the help box. Windows 3.0. So this is based in Windows 2.0, so whatever. Taskman.exe. This is the original version. Win.com, you can actually run Windows. Winfile.exe. Minesweeper. Interesting. Winver, so this could be window, and white.exe. White program. Yep, all the applications still working. So we can't run MS-DOS. I don't know why, because there's no such file to be creation. So, alright, by upgrading to Windows 95, be sure to Windows 95 is actually saves the system files and some applications from Windows 2.0 and 3.0, and let's see what happens. So let's install Windows 95, but while installing the retail upgrade process, so we're gonna go to the main file manager, and but for some reason we don't have CD drivers installed on a pretty neat Windows 3.1, so we need to install a Windows 3.1 CD drivers. So to continue the process, we need to install CD drives. So let's get into it. So right now I go to a disk drive, install .exe, and we should install the CD-ROM. Complete installed, and you may just restart Windows. Alright, so now we got CD drivers. So now let's take into Windows 95 setup, and there we go. We got this Windows 95 setup.exe. So we're gonna click continue. Alright, let's use the Windows 95. Choose directory, and yep, save system files. This could be recommended once they just install Windows 95. As you can custom, let's make the adjustments for the app. Okay, we need the product key. So I'll provide a product key for Windows 95, and there we go. We just analyzing a computer. Let's adjust for the mobile hardware list. CD-ROM drive, the display. Maybe supports VGA. Right click next. Analyzing computer, and which could be scan your computer once you just install Windows 98. There's actually a lot of product keys to upgrade, so to be fair, I don't have anything to do with much. Alright, we're gonna use a Microsoft Network, mail, and fax to be sure to keep all this. Alright, this is the fun part. This one, so you should install Blipcase, character map. Let's make it select all of it to be sure no one left behind. Additional screensavers. Click Windows 95. Let's see the other programs that support it. Click OK. There's tools, communications, dial-up networking. Yep. Okay. Click OK. Multimedia. The CD player. What's Jungle Sound Scheme? What was sample sound recorder? Volume control. Alright, I included themes. So click next and watch network. Okay. My name, and let's double check if this works. And yep, Windows 95. Like click next, and we don't use the startup disk because we already have a startup disk in MS-DOS. So let's use that and click next and copying files. Okay, whoops. The CPU detection. So we can actually disable detection by using the processor patch, floppy disk, and let's continue the installation of Windows 95. And as you can see, we got the Windows 95. Okay, we finally installed Windows 95. So as you can see, we just kept the wallpaper. And it's 5 p.m. So it must be on a notepad, an open notepad on a computer. And it's a notepad. Grade. And Windows 95 done at 5 p.m. 9/26/23. Yep, that's the Windows 95. So okay, what's in here? Okay, so this is Windows 95 installed at 5 p.m. So just type Windows here. I can see Windows 95 copyright 1995. So the wallpaper is still there. I can still go to the properties. Then the pattern is you can't just change the pattern like scale something, but so let's use um a straw mat. That looks terrible. The blue rivets, which is a solid color. This chest I kept in Windows. Let's choose a party. And yep, the party. It's pretty good. So now what's the programs here? So we got a calculator, seems to be Windows 95. The system tools, you can keep the Windows with games, with Versi. Let's see with Versi. It's still working, and yep, it still works. This is Windows 3.0, but I know it's working with Versi, as we can see. The Windows applications. So there's a lot of you. There's Notepad, which just allows you to. Okay, this Notepad is something that kept games back in this one. Multimedia, media CD player, a Let's go to startup folder. Let's CDB Paint. You can't run it. That's kind of fortunate. So the Paint application still not one. I don't know why this Windows 95. So we'll see that. Okay, the fun part is come. Let's see the other programs. Command is actually it requires some memory to run that version of DOS. I don't know why it isn't working. So calculator, still the same. ABCD on Windows 2.0. The try map is seems to be Windows 95. DOS prompt, yep, it still works. So you can actually use DOS prompt, which is a shortcut to MS-DOS program. And what are you? For games. And yep, games is still there. What I need? GPU converter is doesn't want MS-DOS. And yep, MS-DOS from Windows 2.0 is not responding. What to do if it doesn't respond a program? MS-DOS still working. This is version 3.0, so that's pretty good. It kept some programs. What do you need? The Progman's it's actually script. So Progman's still working. This is the version of Windows 95. So you can actually run Program Manager in Windows 95. 1DL. Not working. And that's pretty much it. Win pop-up message. Actually Windows 95, but hey, the clock app. The clock. I say clock is still there. Yep, clock. Clipboard. It's the version of Windows 95. The clock. Yep, still as this is Windows 3, but it doesn't make sense. Alright, so this is Windows 95. You can actually change system settings. Alright, so the background, let's make it around gold this time, and the text here, let's make it a cyan color. This text must be blue, dark blue, and then the message box, let's make it color green. Alright, the title bar, let's make it this one to be making sure. Insertive, title bar. Let's make it red. Ah, there we go. The selected one, make sure I need to be a darker red, then, and that's pretty much it. So these changes can be changed while upgrading to Windows 98. So that's pretty good once you're just running Windows 98. So I can actually use such programs in here, so yep, it's pretty the same. Okay, so as you can see, I download the Windows 98 second edition upgrade ISO to be surely to upgrade into the newer operating system. So what we're gonna do is upgrade the operating system. Then we should install VM tools and okay, Windows 98 second edition. This is retail upgrade, and yep, that's the setup. So what we have to do is gonna click start. I click yes. Okay, we think we kept the wallpaper, so yeah, pretty good. Checking the system. This might take a while. It could be, so Windows 98 there's a lot of features upon into here. Alright, that says license agreement and we need a product key, so be right back for a moment. Okay, maybe this key work. Okay, we're finally checking the system, so type the product key correctly. Check available disk space, save system file, setup this could be recommended, click next. Then now could be the font part, which is convert to FAT32 once we just upgrade to Windows ME. Checking system files. This is the important thing in Windows 98. So United States, startup disk, as we don't use a cast startup disk. And click next. And this might take a while to get into the stupidly startup disk. I don't care, this did not spawn dinks upon in the OS, so why start copying files, and there we go. So we'll be right back once Windows 98 is installed. Okay, Windows 98 is installed. So right now, as we can see, we got a success installation of Windows 98. So I couldn't get into mouse drivers because I don't know why the mouse drivers is kinda stupid, but it's kinda. So now let's say we can actually install VM tools to fix my mouse drivers. See, Windows 98 does not support the mouse driver, but the mouse is still working, but it was so glitchy and how it looks. So to fix that, we need to install a mouse driver. So if we cannot install the mouse driver, well, let's install Windows ME then. And let's see the incompatible mouse. Alright, anyway, let's test some applications. So we should use a keyboard for using this one. Paint application. And you have to see the paint solution within the programs folder. Alright, let's go into the entertainment. So this is the voice control. I don't know what to do in here. Anyway, so there's a light. Okay, we got games with Vusi. Let's see what we want it. Yep, check this out. With Vusi is still working. So that's pretty good on update. Let's do some applications. CTP Paint. The Canon One program. The paint application still not working. Alright. So now as we just take a look at the upgrade thing, so let's add a Windows 98 and done at 6:28 p.m. at 9/27.23, so which is a quite far from normal. So DOS here, I think they have some application here, so you can actually run Microsoft Q Basic. It's actually pretty good. So you can actually, I'll say what it should be new. Okay. ABC is still there. The Chime app seems to be the latest version. DOS prompt, so that's pretty good. Some of the applications are not work, so let's try the MS-DOS program. Let's try MS-DOS from games. And yep, and it still actually require restart before you just run the MS-DOS mode for Windows. And I think this is pretty good on a pretty Sims upgrade from Windows 98 and into the latest version. And yep, that should be in there. So what are these? What is something else? MS-DOS program, yup, it's still working. About MS-DOS, this is Windows 3.0, and that's pretty good. The program manager, and this is now it does only have window. This is Windows 98, but this is actually Windows 95 version. The registry editor is the latest. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, we're back. So let's put the Windows ME CD. Then we should gonna run the setup of Windows ME to be sure no one left behind the certain applications. Once we just install Windows ME for the time, but alright, let's use the drive, then launch Windows ME. Yup, they can use the mouse drivers. Unfortunately, I don't know why. Mouse drive into here, I don't know why. And this is stuck at 100%. Alright, there you go. It's right. Okay, oops. I accidentally quit the setup when it's just installed Windows ME. But right, there you go. Yeah, accept the license agreement. Next. And want to enter the product key. So let's enter the product keys. Alright. We're finally proceeding to setup and save system files. Yup. Just continue. Which is a part of the Windows list installation, so that the Windows ME is actually the last MS-DOS base, and until Windows XP it just removed the MS-DOS base system. It actually replaced with Windows NT. Right now we're just gonna save the system files before anything upgrading to the new version. To be sure no one left, we don't need to start up disk. So just cancel, then begin to copying file. So I'll be right back once this Windows ME is completely installed. Alright, Windows ME is now finally installed. So for some reason the mouse driver is still the same, because this is actually Windows 98 for some reason, but yeah. Okay, now we got sound. So I don't know why the mouse is still on a I don't know why the mouse, so let's go to device manager. The mouse and show the mouse driver. Oh my god. It's a delay on a mouse thing. I don't know why. So anyway, so let's continue the thing. Alright, so let's go into the start menu. As you can see, okay, we finally installed Windows ME. So let's go ahead and open the File Explorer. Alright, we couldn't actually move a I couldn't move a window at all, but yep, Windows ME. Alright, let me get this full screen window. Let me restart the computer. I don't know why it doesn't work for some reason, but alright, now so this MS DOS is disable the MS DOS is actually makes sense because it's kind of limited because we can actually access the MS DOS line. So that thing it doesn't work for that. Alright, what in this computer? Alright, so let's try making the Windows such of things. Windows. Let's see some still there. The first thing to do in here is some Windows applications. Let's go here, games, and actually notice this, the reverse is still working. That's kind of a good upgrade. Next up is Windows application, CTP Paint, it doesn't work. So let's go find the card file. It seems to be the same version. It's actually Windows 95, but this is Windows ME, but it's different. CD player, I think this could be old one. The clock, let's see some clock application. Yep, it's still working. So command, you can't actually command anymore, but DOS prompt actually work. The control.exe it opens control panel. CTP Paint doesn't work. DOS prompt actually works, so you can run DOS programs into here. DOS start, so yep, you can actually run Edge window. DVD play. So exit to MS DOS. This is the one's MS DOS real mode, so you cannot actually run in real mode. Explore, it actually works. Wait, how this working? Let's open this computer. Okay, what you doing here? Okay, this graphic conversion, it's Nothing. The info, I don't know what is this. ipconfig's the command prompt. And MS-DOS, let's run it. And yep, it's the MS-DOS executed bit is still working in Windows ME. So this is version 3.0, but it's pretty the same. Paintbrush. That's just Windows ME, so that's pretty good. Plugman, it works only this for some reason. But we'll see on a few version. As we can good. Alright, we can actually okay, so the thing in this only left over is slash welcome, which is you can actually see welcome here, but if we can it's the welcome application. Applications, so we can actually go to C drive. LF over here. See the desktop. Okay. Alright, we should use 1298.exe. 298. And it doesn't work for some reason. Maybe I would tell is the Windows 98 tool doesn't work. But I don't know why it isn't working. So as we can see, we got into the point. Alright. But if we just adjust the resolution. Alright. So let's see if we can actually go to the control panel and it's in the old white. OCC data is actually working. Let's find the display. Let's see, could be transferred to Windows XP. The summer wallpaper. Windows 98 actually work just like a charm. So Windows 98 actually work the sound of them. Alright. I say this could be kept in Windows XP. Once it is upgraded. Alright, stretch. And yeah, that's the wallpaper. So now, what you're doing here is we're gonna go. Okay, let me adjust. Let's see these resolutions still there. We didn't put a system folder. Display. Let's do assistant colors. Alright, glad that we should get. We can actually upgrade now to Windows XP. So we're gonna upgrade it Windows XP Service Pack 2. So to be sure is definitely a pretty good upgrade. As we can show, this is Windows XP Service Pack 2, and then send Windows XP setup, and yep, install Windows XP, and there we go. That should be Windows XP. So should upgrade recommended, click next, upset the license agreement. Alright, want to be sure enter the product keys must be pretty good. So actually code oh what is these, and 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 this no way just installation work, but how this actually work when you just pretty good when you just install a I got this one DOS prompt. Alright, that should be sure. Alright, so she want a cd key dot text. What should we do? Okay, no notepad. Right, so let's open notepad and alright. CD key. Okay, that's the CD key. Okay. Alright, so go back to Windows XP. And we should be on and one Windows setup. Okay, that's B. MTR. MTR. PF. JV. MT9. JH. In this video, I should reload. By the way, so I should see the product key. G G Y GYWMM. And yep, there you go. So we don't need to say upgrade. I should see the full report because this could be alright. No, we don't upgrade the system fast through the internet. And yep, we're installing the Windows XP. So as you can see, just preparing the installation. Just allow Windows XP to be run perfectly as it looks, and it see that we can see analyzing a computer. So as we can shoot, we can actually run Windows XP on modern hardware. And this is The computer does not have a 3 disk space. I forgot to convert battery too, so let's rewind the setup. Analyzing computers, we increase the drive space, so don't worry about that. And the compatibility issues, which is actually the BGA drivers and then the Ethernet controller. So let's use a next thing and then let's continue. And yep, copying the installation files, we should ignore that. Okay, after some pre-installation, Windows XP is finally installed. So booting Windows XP, we can take it to out-of-box experience. Alright, we enabled sound drivers. Alright, the cursor finally works now. So yeah. Alright, we don't use the protection. Alright, we're going to enter this one. The name's not equal to there's no way. I think I type admin instead. Or it was the, let's make it this. I add a line here, so right, let's go ahead and install Windows XP. And we can do password, but whatever. That didn't work. Yup, we kept the wallpaper set in Windows 95. Yup, we kept, and then the wallpaper has been transferred into Windows XP. How amazingly that Windows XP actually transfers some wallpapers and everything. So as you can see, the start menu is actually good. So by taking in the adjusted resolution to be making sure is actually making Windows XP experience a lot better. Okay, as you can see, we got into the version Windows XP. It's kind of making me go to the start menu. We can see the email programs is kept, but this keeps crashing until, yeah, I don't know why it keeps crashing, but anyway. So the Vivusi is still working. Yup, it actually launched into full screen mode. I've never seen that before. The Vivusi launches in full screen, but yup, this is the Vivusi in a full size display in 1080p. So that's pretty good. And yep, it's pretty good. So card file still working. So there's not not enough memory to run that thing. What are some applications? System tools, games. There's only Versi. So some of the application is removed. I don't know why, but there's application CDB Paint, and yep, it's still working. What application did be good? Paint. Not enough memory to run Paint. So that's kind of fortunate. So DOS prompt is actually working Windows XP. There's a way of shocking out. There's no way that the MS-DOS still working. It's clock application, and yep, it's still working. It actually includes the new font here. DOS prompt is still working. So DOS prompt is now actually system dmd.exe. So that's pretty good. So as we can see, we're running MS-DOS in Windows XP on a non-full screen computer. And there you have it. That's pretty good update. And default, I don't know why it isn't working. CD Player is Windows Media Player 9. So MS-DOS, and yup, it's still working in Windows XP. How crazy is that? So how crazy is that? You can run older MS-DOS application in with Windows XP, so that's kind of shocking. The paint doesn't work for some reason, but it's kind of unfortunate. The Well, what I changed. Well, let's see. This actually work. By taking the System32, you can see a lot of applications is be transferred to here, but not all of them. So in mine, the old version Minesweeper. Subinventory 98 by running is now finally deleted. So DOS died, they can't actually run a program, but it actually crashes. The calendar application in the app is still working. The about box is broken. And now you can go to the notepad. You can see the upgrade. Now this is Windows XP. Windows XP done at 6:21 p.m. at 9/28.23. And yep, that's pretty good. I could see SamSD is a Microsoft Diagnostics. So yep, it's still working. The DOS folder is still there, and you can actually run QBasic as a is now a required parameter. So which is the version of Windows. It doesn't work, but yeah, it's kind of good. So QBasics only required to run on a MS DOS based system. So when I run the FreeDOS here, example this, can run this one as a FreeDOS, and I don't know why. That thing didn't work. And then one command. But command.exe is unfortunate, you can't actually run it. I don't know why, but whatever. Interesting though here, so as they remove this one. CD-ROM drivers, they can actually this is CD-ROM drivers as normally. So the eject folder is actually mix. But let's try running such applications like, so I kept with the computer's options. So that's pretty good update. Let's go to Windows Classic. So that's pretty unfortunate, but we'll see about that when we just go stop net stop themes. And yep, net stop themes is still doesn't work. It's a classic style, but we can see it's still that. So we actually run Windows Classic. Some of the each of them is not gonna work. But so maybe safe mode actually works. Maybe it wasn't a logon state. So let's use a switch user command. And yep, it's still working. The QBasic is still working. Logging out Windows XP, and it cannot see as we should. Well, let's try boot to safe mode. Let's see what happens. Let's see if it could be kept the background settings upon booting up. Right. I'm gonna boot to safe mode and Windows XP. And you actually want full screen. And yep, the theme isn't transferred to here. So that's a kind of fortunate you can actually use themes on a Windows, but unfortunately it can't. So let's move on to Windows Vista. So as we just upgraded to Windows Vista, so I accidentally downloaded debug mode. So yeah, I accidentally upgraded debug mode of Windows Vista. So let's see what happened. What should I upgrade to debug mode? And then my realization is a shock feeling. So if I want to watch a debug mode, here we go. Okay, as we can see, we're just converting to FAT32 to NTFS. So before you upgrade to Windows Vista, you must have NTFS partition. So let's take a look at the debug mode I just upgraded. Let's see, it could be upgrading to Windows Vista with 32-bit processor. So yeah, I got the 32-bit version Vista. And yep, that's the whole setup. So we're wanting Windows XP Service Pack 2. So that with Service Pack 2 we can actually install Windows Vista right now. So as of that, we can actually see what you do in Windows Vista, which is just a lot of it, but it's not actually using. But yeah, I mean, you actually connect at internet, or you're just using a installation Vista. So let's install now. Alright, common thing in XP is how you just done using the latest updates. Alright, Windows Ultimate, then click accept the license terms, and then by clicking this upgrade, which is you just upgrading your computer and checking compatibility. Yup, which you need to search your compatibility before you just upgrade to Windows. Yup, potential issues. These issues are not prepping upgrades, but some application devices now work on update completes. So by clicking this more information, the sound video drivers, sound drivers doesn't work. The Windows Messenger 4.1, what they kind of do it. So now let's upgrade to Windows Vista. Alright, so as you can see, we finally upgraded to Windows Vista. So as you can see, we're on a the welcome screen, welcome center, and they're asking you to install the sound driver, but so the remaining files is my zip case. So which is I can't reach the zip case is still doesn't work for that. So well, so yep, the zip case is only only remains after just upgrades. So yep, it's the actually so I go take a look at the start menu. See the old email app as keeps crashing now, and the Windows application folder. See the TBT Paint, and yep, it's still working. Let me try running this old application like Paint, and doesn't work. So that's kind of fortunate. And wow, and yep, I mean Microsoft antivirus still working. You can see it's working. So by going into games, maybe Minesweeper say actually the best thing. So well, yeah. So go to the documents folder. As you can see, it's empty. So this is remains of the older version of Windows. What and in here? So calendar is still working, and which is it doesn't allow open the held up. That's what's kind of unfortunate. So open card file, and yup, it's still working. Is there not enough memory? So Microsoft Internet Explorer. Oh yeah, that's pretty the same. So by going to here, we can see the disk drive. So we got HiMem that says and remains of files. So this we got HiMem that says scan disk. Then the upgrade path. So let's go to the Windows Vista. Done at 4 p.m. at 9/29.23. Oh, this has been a long time. The path is different, so you may just well you must you say I create a desktop. I upgrade the text and create a desktop. Enter here. So that let's create a desktop, then move the file. Then let's leave it there for the memory. Oh yeah, it's kindly good enough for the memory set. And this one is 1990s. The HiMem that says which remains in here. Compatibility file. So this is the compatibility for such things. So default shortcut to MS-DOS is not working. And the first boot for this one, I think this is a black background. So good thing that we kept the wallpapers, so that's pretty good. The camera is still working. Let's try loading help files, and then is can actually make it help. So CD players only opens Windows Media Player 11. Screensaver, however, is how you just make a screensaver. It has its own scroll bar. That's pretty good. So the clock, yep, it's still working. So we can see the version. This is a pop up the version anymore, but we can actually use the actual thing. PS Pack, which is I don't know what it's the current CBT Paint. Still not working. The DOS prompt now is only shows same as Windows XP. So same thing happened. The DOS start. This is a batch file. The JView is I don't know what's that. MSD is Microsoft Diagnostic is still working, so it's pretty good enough. MS DOS, and yep, check this out. The MS DOS is still working. And Windows Vista you can actually run it by cmd.exe, and yep, it's still working. And this is kind of shocking, but hey, it's how you're set up. he will be gonna be good. The paint is no longer working. The PowerPoint file still there. Let's try one VOCI, and there we go. VOCI. What are games in here? So the VOCI is now finally removed. But the game folder, by the way, is still there. But in here it's still working, so that's pretty good when you want web VOCI in modern version of Windows. So that you can see the this is the icon now. And let's get to see the date notified. So as you can see is the Sims back in 1987. So all Windows 1.0 is finally removed in such of compatibility. But some of the application it still works, even though is not even actually the white folder is only open WordPad. So that's really good. The MS-DOS is a Windows 3.1 application. So that's a pretty good upgrade. There's some of the CAF files, which is the folder something. Oh yeah, it says 2009. That should be the files. So by going back to the folder, we can see the DOS program still there. So by opening the DOS here, you can see the command is not popping up anymore. So QBasic this allows you to use such of application. Is command doesn't work for some reason, but it's kind of fortunate. So MSD is the Microsoft Diagnostic Tool. It's pretty the same. You can Alt F4 for that. Okay, that's pretty much it up to the upgrade. So let's see if we can actually install VM tools in Windows Vista. Okay, by taking a look at the version, you can see the whole version, but the full name, but this one is a actual this one. So what there's a debug right here, I don't know why. Because we're wanting at 512 megabytes of RAM. So that's pretty good. So when I upgrade it from the VM, we can see the RAM usage is quite accessible. So when I want to upgrade to Windows 8, we can pop up error message. This is requiring RAM to boot up into Windows, but we can actually really care how Vista can be install the drives back then. So that's how the performance changed. Well, since we thumbs up for the normal things. But okay, I'm installing the incorrect version of QBasic. And yep, you can actually run in a window. So cancel the installation. Let's crash this up. Cause right. We'll just plug the Windows XP driver. It must be XP version, but we don't care because that XP one is a different file type. So let's focus into the regular Windows ISO image to install VM tools. But hey, this is a current Windows installation once this is upgraded. Right, install the current version. This one, so let's take a look at system properties. We're wanting the service pack 2 1.0 is experience index because we haven't installed the driver. Yeah, it's a 1.0. Which is the lowest. And yeah, I think this could be amazing. Okay, drivers in Windows Vista is actually pretty good, but when I install VM tools, the video drivers keeps crashing, so I'm just gonna do that. So anyway, let's go back to Windows XP and then install the non-debug before gonna upgrade to Windows 7. Okay, I found the correct Windows Vista stage build ISO so that we can actually upgrade to Windows 7. So we should use a Windows X set Windows Vista ISO to be on a. Okay, this is Windows XP ISO, so we must be on Windows Vista because to use the Vista ISO and oh I forgot I must convert the to Tron Vista setup. Help, this is the official stage build ISO, so for by insulting RTM edition, but who cares? So stage build actually just asks you a product key. So instead of bypass the product key for some reason, let's say manually. So there's pack 2. Let's click upgrade. Alright, compatibility issues, so let's get into you. Sound drive isn't working. Alright, let's install. So let's be right back until it's installed. Okay. Okay, so if this thing works, this is the stage build of Windows Vista. So let's take a look at the WinVer to be sure this is the stage build. So let's type WinVer here. And yep, this is the stage build of Windows Vista. There's no debug here now. But let's want to set up that exe. Then let's see this could want Windows 7. To be sure everything is still working, so don't worry about that. So this will be another part of the upgrade. So this is Windows 7 Ultimate. You better use a accept the license agreement, click upgrade, checking compatibility, making sure it's actually compatible with Windows 7 before you can upgrade to 64-bit. So the it auto check the compatibility, and yep, they're no longer getting to stage build. So yep, mission success. We picked the wrong ISO. So now let's upgrade Windows and let's be right back. Okay, so as you can see, Windows 7 is finally installed and upgraded. So we're gonna skip the product key and we should just internet up. Okay, so yeah, Windows 7 is finally installed. So let's see some migrated applications that will be migrated to Windows 7. So I hopefully it could be work some other application, but it seems to be is how it makes it your old computer, but it's this the RAM is 412 megabytes of RAM. So the minimum RAM in Windows 11 is 26. So there we go. Is the wallpaper is still there. The compatibility report is still at the desktop. So as you can see, we got into here. So once in Windows 7, we can see the start menu, and as you can see, we kept some applications. So CVT Paint, and yep, it's still working. As you can see, the wow, which is the Microsoft antivirus, is still working. The Paint app is still not working, so that's kind of fortunately. And by taking a look at the start menu and see the accessories. See that? So we can go to Wubusi here, and yup, it's still working. And that's pretty good. We got the high mem that says. So let's get into that. I forgot to put something else. So Vista. Let's make it 2023 because why not? Windows 7 done. And we should add a T at 2 p.m. 9 slash 30 slash 2023 to be sure is nothing left behind. Let's just enter here. But we can actually save it to the desktop. So as you can see, CD-ROM is actually working, but let's see some DOS here. Let's see some available command. Command still doesn't work. The MSAV, which is the Microsoft antivirus, and it's still working for some reason. Microsoft Diagnostic is still working. So that's pretty good. The QBasic is actually require a Microsoft subsystem, so that's pretty good. Not by going to here, I can see it's 2009, which is ABC is still there. Do this is how this you do this right now. CB Spooler is a old application. It doesn't want to work. MS DOS and yup, it's still working. Even let's see, it could be one in 64-bit version, and let's see what you can use. And session tab is actually logs you out, and that's kind of sense. The Vusi, that's the calendar here, and yep, it's still working. I see the WinVer is Windows 7, so that's pretty good. Card file, and that's still working. So as you can see, I can type text, you can open it. That's pretty good upgrade. The clock, it's still working. So about clock, it shows in Windows 7, and Windows XP doesn't show. That's Microsoft Diagnostic. It only shows this instead. The blue light. And I don't know, for some reason it doesn't want gonna be in Windows 7, but I think it's actually working operating system. So yeah. And the terminal, I don't know what's a terminal. Yep, it's still working. Windows 7 Ultimate. I've never seen Plugman app to just upgrade it, but CD player, and it says open Windows Media Player. Channel screensaver is still, yep, it's I think corrupted for some reason, but this only remains. Yep, it's great 2023, and this is 2004. This is Windows XP. So and let's open System 32. Let's see some leftover programs. I know. So we can still go to 1985. No, this program is 1985, so 3D Maze is now crashes the blank screen. It was a blank flying windows. And our 3D maze is still working, but as you can see the blue pixels. Flying windows still working. These are Windows XP programs, so that's pretty often. Let's see, the version is version 2009. This is Windows 7 programs, but I know this is a actual program, but that's kind of good enough. We need at least 1 GB of RAM and 1 GHz. So I'm gonna do that. But first, I got 512 megabytes in the VM, so we can actually bypass that. So as we just said, we're going to bypass in the VM. So yeah, we should use a 512 megs of RAM, but nothing's changed with it. So let's upgrade to Windows 8. Alright, so I downloaded the Windows 8 x86 ISO. Let's see if we can actually upgrade to 64-bit in Windows 10 to be sure that it actually works. So, but first let's install Windows 8, and we should use a copy version of Windows 10 when we just upgrade to Windows 11. So let's use the Windows 8 ISO, then run it normally. And this is 512 megabytes of RAM. This is gonna work. So let's check the system requirements to see this Windows 8 actually supports. This is 512 megs of RAM. It's kind of bad. This is very slow, so no thanks. We click next, checking a PC, and yep, it actually passed this PC. But let me enter the product key. Okay, we entered the product key so that we can actually do an upgrade. So we kept the Windows settings, personal files, and applications. So this is recommended. So once you just upgrade to Windows 8, this could be technically the perfect upgrade, but it's actually pretty good. We just enter the product key. You can see the Windows 8 is actually installing. So if this actually work, well, let me know. We kept some settings. Let's go make the taskbar. Let's make the taskbar round. Let's use these small icons, and this one is no taskbar is full. So let's see is even work. Alright, install Windows 8 Pro, and there we go. So be right back. Okay, there we go. So this is Windows 8. So I'm gonna to use a color, so that's we should just make it the gold color. Okay, maybe what do you think? Let's choose the dark red version. This is what you use well, so we don't use a Microsoft account, but why we need a Microsoft account? That is so stupid. So Microsoft account is actually you requiring to use a Microsoft account, but it wasn't another version of Windows. But yeah, every single update is pretty same at this point. But yeah, it's pretty good. Okay, so we finally made it into the Windows 8 background. So as you can see, the resolution has been downscaled to 10768. So this is the default, but we haven't made the default once the resolution is becoming that's normal. But yeah, it's just working. Everything's fine. But yeah, so let's see some applications that kept. So first of all, they kept the background. That's pretty good. Let's use the upgrade. Then Windows 8. This is the Windows 8.tm. So we made a long way to go until we're just gonna be on the Windows, but we haven't showed the date in 1.0, but it's okay. So let's see some applications have been kept. So we kept the card file, the calendar application, is pinned in the start menu, and actually shows here this is 16-bit application support. So we can click enable, And check this out, calendar is still working in Windows 8. You can use such most things, but yeah, that's pretty good. The card file, and yep, it's still working. This is version Windows 8, and still the briefcase is still there. After all of these, the briefcase is still there. The Vuvosi, and yep, it's still working. So if you want to play Vuvosi in real life, you can actually play it. So yes, we're good. And there's no start menu, but when you scroll down here, you cannot go scroll down, but we can see the start menu on the app data folder. So as you can see, we got Windows old folder that has been kept in such of old things. This is Windows 7, but all this changes. But Windows. So let's see if we can actually so the first boot. Alright, so the date modified. So what you need to know. The first of all is still 1987, that's the old version. The paint application is not enough memory to run paint CTBD paint. And yep, it's still working, that's really good. MS-DOS application. And yep, it's still working. Even though it doesn't want to support, so that's pretty good. The clock app, let's see the clock app still work, and yep, still working. Even though they had updated the about box MSD, and it's only launches at as a window now instead of system the full screen mode, but CD player is only opens Windows Media Player. And what is this called? Oh, this is actually a setup thing, but it's one start and doesn't want to work. The DOS pump, let's see one it. This one DOS pumped. The DOS pump no longer whining, but let's say one command prompt. actually, we use cmd.exe once we just upgrade to XP, but DOS pump here no longer works. So that also only remains on a Windows updates. Okay, even though in here, so when you go to DOS folder, you can see the command still there, but it says a different error message. That's kind of fortunate. Incorrect DOS version. So running Microsoft Diagnostics, it only shows the window. So you can click the mouse here. It seems to be working, I guess. So healthy, click about Microsoft Diagnostic 2.0. The QBasic is actually need to require parameters. So /cmd.exe, and when you go to cm.exe, out says out of memory, which is a kind of fortunately. I want it, but a moment here. So even though, so let's see if we can actually install some of the older applications from the Windows Store. So Windows Store is this actually cannot actually install the network connection. That's kind of fortunate. Alright, to finish this video, we wanted to upgrade to Windows 8 Pro 1 as for the showcase, and then we're gonna upgrade to Windows 10 20 Windows 10 1507. Just the Windows 10 RTN. Let's see, could be works in there, but yeah, here you have it. Windows 8 upgraded to Windows 8, and yeah, that should be look. This is 512 megabytes. Seems to be pretty good. So 64-bit base processor. This one 64-bit, but who cares about it? Unfortunately for I'll try open a task manager, but yep, that guess this one is too slow because the RAM is so and CPU is only one core. So we got the RAM is been completely filled up a little bit. But let me get it work. So let's go install the Windows 8 version. But I just made out, but it's a but anyways. Alright, so now it's time to install Windows 8.1. So this is Windows 8. So Windows 8.1 is actually a free upgrade when you go to Windows 8 users. So because I got some editing features, because it's the voice operating system ever. So that Windows 8 is a kindly lasts around 2 years. So we should install Windows 8.1 now. So we kept the settings. Alright, let's make it a toolbar. Let's make a large taskbar now. Then we should use this. Add toolbar, which is app data, and Microsoft Internet Explorer, quick launch folder. Alright. So this is the quick launch. So now let's see if we can actually run the setup of Windows 8. This has a little bit, but it's definitely work. Okay, this is Windows 8. This might take a while because the CD is so. And the ticket is task manager. Okay. I got a bit of RAM. The memory is kind of filled up a little bit, but there's 8.1 Pro. This is the latest version. Okay. And we should keep the files and folders. This could be helpful for the upgrade. So making sure you're ready to install. Let's see the compatibility reports, since this one could be a problem here, but it could be a use for the installation disk. Once it's just gonna be upgrade. Right, we're gonna go install Windows 8.1, and there we go. So we'll be right back once this Windows 8.1 is installed. Alright, so as you can see, you cannot install Windows 8.1. So there's a simple fix here, so don't worry about it. So guys, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the 2-hour video. Then in my next video, I'm gonna showcase you to part 2 on that video. So thank you guys for watching. Click the like and subscribe button, and see you again for my next video. Peace.